And that's it from us. The evening news is next with Charlotte. But for now, from all of us on the London team, have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
The family of a young woman whose body was found in the boot of a car say she could have been saved if police had done their job. Harshita Brella was murdered after reporting domestic abuse. The police watchdog says 4 officers should now face misconduct hearings over their handling of the investigation.
The police did not support her, did not listen to my daughter. She called them many times. No one heard her. Otherwise, my daughter would be with me today.
The manhunt continues for her husband, who fled the UK and has been charged with her murder. Also tonight, key senior figures at the BBC face a grilling from MPs as the man who first raised concerns about the editing of President Trump's speech denies the corporation is institutionally biased.
Well, what's going to happen at the moment is you're going to get searched in case you've got something on you shouldn't have. OK?
In our special report at 7, we're on the front line exposing the shocking scale of teen violence as children as young as 11 are arrested for carrying weapons.
I know so many people have carried weapons on them before, and I feel like with young people, I feel like it's really normalised.
Tributes are paid to Jimmy Cliff, the music legend who brought reggae music from Jamaica to the world, who's died at the age of 81.
Fozzie, shh! Fozzie, how do we get in?
Why don't we just ring the doorbell?
No.
And your chance to get your hands on some Muppets memorabilia as props from the iconic show are auctioned off for the first time.
This is the ITV Evening News with Charlotte Hawkins.
Good evening. The mother of murdered Harshita Brella has told ITV News if police had acted properly on domestic violence allegations she'd made against her husband, she might still be alive today. Sudesh Kumari reacted after the police watchdog said 4 Northamptonshire police officers should face a misconduct hearing over their handling of the case. Harshita was last seen alive near her home in Northamptonshire. Her body was found in a car which was dumped in East London just over a year ago. Her husband, Pankaj Lamba, is on the run, charged with her murder and is believed to be in India. Our Midlands correspondent Ben Chapman has more. Business leaders have called on the Chancellor to take hard choices and not hit them with more taxes in Wednesday's budget. The head of the CBI told its conference that Rachel Reeves should prove the government is committed to economic growth and called for her to take tough decisions on welfare. Here's our political correspondent, Carl Dinnan. And when Rachel Reeves stepped up to deliver her all-important speech on Wednesday, you will be able to watch it live here on ITV1, ITVX and our YouTube channel. That's the Chancellor's Budget, live from 12:15 p.m. on Wednesday. The under-fire chair of the BBC has told MPs that he didn't think Director General Tim Davies had to resign over the misleading editing of a Donald Trump speech. Speaking to the Commons Culture Committee, Samir Shah defended his handling of the scandal. The journalists who highlighted the issue and other members of the BBC board were also grilled and rejected claims of a coup within the board or of anyone playing politics. Our correspondent Geraint Vincent has more. At least 50 children abducted from a Catholic school in Nigeria have escaped captivity and are home with their families. Over 250 school children and 12 teachers are still being held by kidnappers after being taken by gunmen on Friday. Nigeria has seen a spate of school attacks in the last week. And thousands gathered in Lebanon's capital Beirut to attend the funeral of a Hezbollah commander killed in an Israeli strike yesterday. Israel said the commander was Hezbollah's chief of staff and warned the militant group not to rebuild. President Donald Trump said today that something good may be happening over his plan to end the war in Ukraine. His comments followed the end of talks between US and Ukrainian officials in Switzerland. Ukraine's President Zelensky welcomed what he called important steps, but warned against giving away territory. Our correspondent Rachel Younger has the latest. There's plenty more to come on the ITV Evening News, including Nigel Farage downplays claims he used racist and anti-Semitic language when he was at school. The 3-year-old in Manchester who stunned doctors after a world-first treatment.
Hands up! It's time for a search!
And we're on the front line exposing the shocking scale of teen violence.
People start to think about how they may potentially be able to protect themselves from that situation. As a 15-year-old, potentially the immediate answer is to carry a weapon yourself.
Join me for those stories and more after this short break. Welcome back. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage has tried to downplay claims he used racist and anti-Semitic language when he was at school. Speaking at a rally in North Wales, he said he couldn't remember everything he said 50 years ago. Amy Welch is at the rally in Llandudno. Amy, this was Mr Farage's first response to the allegations, wasn't it? Amy, thanks very much. More people will be able to choose where they die, including in their own homes, under government plans to reform end-of-life care. Health Minister Stephen Kinnock is set to outline the changes tomorrow. Proposals would see community teams work closely with care homes and paramedics and avoid patients being taken to accident and emergency departments by default. Neil Connery has more. 2 members of the House of Lords are to be suspended for several months over breaching the Code of Conduct for potential financial gain. Lord Richard Dannett and Lord David Evans of Watford were both found to have broken the rules on providing parliamentary services in return for payment or reward. The investigations were launched after they were filmed in undercover footage recorded by The Guardian newspaper. And a new National Day of Remembrance has been announced for victims and survivors of terrorism. The event will take place on the 21st of August each year in a new location across the UK. It follows campaigning from victims and survivors calling for better recognition of the impact of terror attacks. Ahead of Wednesday's budget, farmers across England today clogged up major roads in a day of unity protest against the Chancellor's plans to charge them inheritance tax. The 20% rate will apply on land and businesses worth more than £1 million. But, as our West of England reporter Sangeeta Lal explains, many say it threatens the future of local farms and puts food security at risk. You're watching the ITV Evening News. It's nearly 7 o'clock. Here's what's still ahead. The 3-year-old who stunned doctors in Manchester after a world-first treatment.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone.
Tributes are paid to the reggae legend Jimmy Cliff, who's died aged 81.
I can't believe my eyes. After all these years, I can finally own an official, authenticated piece of Jim Henson Company history.
And for the first time ever, props from the Muppets and Fraggle Rock go up for sale.
And it's been a chilly and wet start to the week, but will it warm up over the next few days? I'll have your full national forecast later in the programme.
First, new research shared with ITV News reveals the shocking scale of teenage violence across England and Wales. The Youth Endowment Fund, which works to prevent young people becoming involved in violence, surveyed nearly 11,000 children aged 13 to 17. It found 13% of teenagers admitted to carrying out violence themselves in the past year. 16% who'd seen real-life violence on social platforms said they'd gone on to commit violence. 18% said they had been a victim themselves, and 50% told us they had witnessed violence being committed against someone else. For our special film on teen violence, The New Frontline, we spent 2 nights filming on the frontline in Birmingham with one of the UK's only dedicated youth violence policing units. We witnessed how it's become an everyday occurrence for officers to arrest young teenagers carrying not only knives, but in some cases machetes too. Jonathan Brown reports. There is, isn't there? Jonathan, thanks very much. Well, Jonathan's report is the first in a series of reports on teen violence over the next few weeks from ITV News' The Rundown, which is our news service for teens. You can follow The Rundown on our social media channels and on YouTube. Now let's get an update on what's making the news tonight. The mother of murdered Harshita Brella has told ITV News if police had acted properly on domestic violence allegations she'd made against her husband, she might still be alive. Under fire BBC board member Sir Robbie Gibb has told MPs impartiality runs through his bones. The former director of communications for Theresa May dismissed claims of a politically motivated coup at the top of the BBC as nonsense. The father of a 3-year-old boy with a life-limiting genetic condition has told ITV News how his son has been given the chance of a normal life thanks to groundbreaking treatment developed in Manchester. Ollie Chu travelled from California to the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital to undergo gene therapy. He was born with Hunter syndrome, which over time can lead to hearing loss, breathing problems, heart issues and mental decline. Those with the condition rarely live beyond 20, but there are signs the new treatment is working. His father spoke to our North of England correspondent, Rachel Townsend. Still to come on the programme. Want to get your hands on Miss Piggy's shoes? Well, now's your chance, because for the first time, props from the Muppets go under the hammer.
And you might have battled the wind and rain over the weekend, but will you need your brolly this week? I'll have your full national forecast next.
Join me and Becky for those stories after the break. Time for the weather now, and Becky is here. Becky, it was a really miserable weekend, wasn't it? Is it looking any better this week?
I really want to say yes. I want to say, Charlotte, it's so lovely to see you. I want to give you good news. No.
Oh.
And so bad is it, actually, that I've said to my forecaster, I can't even talk about the weather. Instead, luckily for all of us, it's seal pup season. So instead of talking about the weather, we're going to talk about something much nicer. It is seal pup season, and we are lucky enough to distract ourselves by having these beautiful shots from Horsey in Norfolk. Now, pupping season.
Heinz Big Soup sponsors ITV National Weather.
I'm hoping that people are actually going to forgive me for that miserable forecast, just by showing them some lovely, fluffy seals. It is worth noting, though, that we're potentially looking at something really quite wet and windy on Saturday night, so it's worth keeping up to date with the forecast, of course.
We'll prepare ourselves. Becky, thanks very much for that. And finally tonight, the chance for Jim Henson fans to own some of his wondrous, imaginative creations. For the first time, puppets, props and memorabilia from the Muppets to Fraggle Rock, the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth are up for auction. Will Tullis looks at what's up for grabs. And that's all from us for now. Gamal will be here with the latest after I'm a Celebrity. From me and the Evening News team, goodbye.